Welcome to Critical Condition. My name is Joe. We're here to talk about sports. So today we're going to be going over NFL coaches on the hot seat. Now, by being on the hot seat, that's pretty much just a term that people use for coaches going into a season with pretty much their job on the line, and it's going to take some of them not just a winning season, but some crazy leaps and crazy accomplishments for them to be able to just keep their job. And that's where the definition hot seat means. So, real quick before I start, I just want to go ahead and say that for this show, in Critical Condition, we just hit 50 subscribers. I just want to thank you all for that. I appreciate the support. And also, I just want to go ahead and announce that in honor of that, I'm actually going to be doing a giveaway. So stick to the end of the video so you can find out the details on how to win an Amazon gift card. Now, also, real quick before we get into this video, I just want to emphasize that this list, it's going to be a top four. It's just the four coaches that I feel like are on the hot seat, and it's just based on my opinions. So if you agree, disagree, let me know in the comment section down below, and let's have a good friendly discussion. So coming in at number four, I actually have Dan Quinn of the Atlanta Falcons. Now, Dan Quinn is coming in with a record of 26 wins with 22 losses. And, Dan Quinn was really just known for being the NFL head coach that blew the 28-3 lead in the Super Bowl to the Patriots and pretty much sparking the biggest comeback in Super Bowl history. Great moment for a Pats fan. But for Dan Quinn, it's something that he's going to be remembered by. Now, Dan Quinn is on the hot seat just because of the fact that, he really hasn't been producing a lot. He's on back-to-back 7-9 seasons, and his really key choice of personnel since Kyle Shanahan left the team has been off, and he hasn't really been able to replicate what was Matt Ryan's MVP season. That, along with his defense that, hasn't really been all that great for him being known as a defensive coordinator, has sparked a lot of heat on the coach. And, he's also had terrible starts. He start off, at 2-6 and at 1-5, at 0-4 at separate occasions. And, all that being said, has really pushed his back against the wall. A lot of people were surprised that he came back this season. He's coming back this upcoming season, and this could very well be his last. So watch out for Dan Quinn as being one of those hot names on being on the hot seat. So, it's going to take a lot for him to pretty much save his job. Coming at number three, I actually have Doug Marrone. So Doug Marrone is the coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. His overall record is 37 wins and 45 losses. He's coming off a 6-10 season. Pretty rough for him. Doug Marrone, a couple years back, he's really fallen from grace because he had a 10-6 season, and he was a couple plays away from getting to the Super Bowl. And ever since that, it's all gone downhill for him. He's pretty much has a losing record. He's not even a 500 coach. His division record's 7-11. Not completely terrible, but his teams really haven't shown that much promise. It's not looking good for Doug Marrone this coming season because it looks like the Jacksonville Jaguars are in a complete rebuild. It doesn't help that last year, after the Jacksonville Jaguars had their final game of the season, there's reports that he had been fired, but then obviously I believe the owner came out and denied those reports. So, there's already leaks coming out. His job security doesn't seem that great. It doesn't look like he's going to be getting a lot of wins with Gardner Minshew, who is a quarterback prospect that I do like. I think he's decent for being a 6th-round quarterback. But it doesn't look like the Jaguars are in a position to really win a whole lot of games. Again, it seems like they're tanking. It seems like they're repositioning the team. They're trading a lot of assets away. They've already traded away Calais Campbell. Leonard Fournette's a hot name on the market that is going to be looking to be getting moved for this upcoming season. So I don't expect a lot of wins for the Jaguars this season, which pretty much means that that hot seat is getting pretty hot for Doug Marrone right now, and it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough for him. That's why I have him at number three. At number two, I actually have Adam Gase. So Adam Gase is the coach for the New York Jets. He's been there for one season, and in one season alone, there's a lot of bad points in there. He's had multiple players call him out. A lot of players, most recently Jamal Adams, has wanting out, and he's called out his own coach. Sam Darnold might have taken a little bit of a step forward, but all in all, it was last season. It looks like the guy is on offense, and if it wasn't for Sam Darnold, that pretty much saved them going 7-2 down the stretch. The guy can't really generate a lot of offense. He hasn't really found effective ways to use a good running back in Le'Veon Bell. The personnel choices have been very questionable. They let Sam Darnold's best receiver and Rodney Anderson walk for pretty much pennies. And a lot of players have, a good amount of players have spoken out against him. He's clashed with a lot of other players. His record is, 30-34. So, not completely terrible. But again, it's not at the end where you want to be as an NFL head coach. So, Adam Gase right now is, that seat is starting to heat up right now. If the Jets get off to a bad start, just really have another losing season in a division where, it's all for the grabs because Tom Brady's not there. Adam Gase could see himself on the way out. And number one, I actually had to put Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia is a Detroit Lions head coach. His record is 9 wins, 22 losses, and 1 draw. And it's pretty simple for me. A lot of players, he's got a lot of pushback from players. A lot of people have been wanting out of Detroit. Darius Slay, who was an all-pro corner, actually just couldn't handle that Mike Patricia system. And a lot of it is because it just seems like the players don't take him very seriously. Matt Patricia, real quick, you could tell that this whole experiment in Detroit has been just terrible. It's been a loss. Matt Patricia is, aside from the whole 9-22 record, he's actually 2-10 in division games in his 2 seasons with the Detroit Lions. What makes it worse for Matt Patricia is the fact that he replaced a guy in Coach Caldwell, who went 9-7 the previous season before that. So you fired a guy that went from 9-7, and then pretty much you go to straight mediocrity. It's gonna look terrible on Matt Patricia. Never really bought him as a head coach. He's better suited to be a defensive coordinator. And, all in all, there's been a lot of rumors about his job being on the line, and a lot of rumors that just basically him and the GM pretty much have one more season to prove their worth for him. So it's going to take quite a big turnaround for the Detroit Lions to, steer the ship right and save Matt Patricia's job. So that's my list for today. Thank you all for listening right now. Not to get to that giveaway details. So all you got to do to win the Amazon gift card is just be a subscriber to the video and leave a comment down below stating the NFL coach that you think is on the hottest seat. It doesn't have to be someone that I named on the list. It could be any head coach. Just comment the name of the head coach and you'll be in the giveaway. I'll actually be announcing the results for the giveaway on next week's video. It'll be on Thursday. That's the one that's going to be dropping that you'll get the results. Again, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave it a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this content. Thank you. Catch you later, guys. Goodbye.